4, 3, 2. Aristocrat breaks down 2. Breaks down 2. Breaks down 2. Breaks down 2. Aristocrat breaks down 2. Aristocrat breaks down 2.
So, today we're going to talk about the Merit Megatouch Force and replacing images for the games. Some of you may know I maintain the Merit Megatouch Longevity Project, where I keep the old software that was once hosted on Merit's website before they went down, and I have put up a bunch of information on the key of death and how to bypass that security key in case you actually have a Megatouch unit and you're worried that your security key is going to die, because these games came with a security key, which is a battery-backed dongle, basically, with some information on it that's encrypted. I guess you can call it encrypted. It's pretty weak encryption, but technically it is encryption. And the system needs that key to run. If that key is not there, or the battery dies and the data cannot be decrypted, your game won't work. And since Merit no longer supports these, and the game is useless without this, based on the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, it says you can reverse engineer the copy protection in order to make the games usable, so that they won't die if your security dongle is no longer supported. And since it's no longer supported, I did that. I wrote up the information. It's there here on my website, megatouch.arcade-cabinets.com. And someone has contacted me, and they said, hey, we have a Megatouch unit in our place of work during lunch. Everyone loves to play it. And they like to play certain games with the adult games, and they were tired of the images. They play the game so much that they've seen all the images, and it's they wanted to. They asked me basically, can you change out the images? I said, I don't know, but I bet it's pretty easy, because I noticed, I looked through once, that all the images are just files on the computer. There's just a bunch of JPEGs basically on the computer. And so today I decided to look at that to answer their question. And so I'm going to walk through how to do that. So the first thing I did is I have a hard drive that I pulled out, and I attached to my machine that I'm using Ubuntu right here, and I just put it in a USB to SATA adapter and plugged it in my computer. And I'm going to show you how to access that and change out the graphics. So the first thing you need to do is become root. And what I do, I put in the adapter and I type dmesg, D-M-E-S-G, to see what it showed up as. And if you go back just a little bit, you can see that, where is it? Right here. When I plugged it in, this disk attached showed up as SDB for SCSI disk B. First disk would be SDA, and since this is the second disk on the system, SDB. And you can look at the way it's laid out by typing fdisk-l dev SDB, and this shows you the partition table. Now, you don't need to know this. You just need to know that most of the game information is on partition 5, dev SDB 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mount that information and look around it. So the way I do this is I just make a directory. I just call it mount. We'll just call it mount Megatouch. And then I'm going to mount that partition. So I do mount dev SDB 5. And again, I have to do this as root. MNT Megatouch. Okay. If I type df, I can see now I have mount Megatouch listed. And first thing I did is I just went to mount Megatouch. And I know the information was stored in user local somewhere. And what I did is I just did a find. Do find space dot means from here name dot single quote star dot JPEG single quote, and that told me it finds all the files that have ending in JPEG, right? So what I found is that they basically have this format. Most of the games have this format here. Share Merit game graphics, and then the game. So we'll cd to share Merit game graphics and do an ls, and you can see there's a bunch of different games here. One of the games is called Pixmix. So I go to Pixmix, and I look around here, and what I see here is this, let's do that find again, find, and I see this directory PE Babes. I guess that is for Penthouse Edition Babes, I don't know. And sure enough, a bunch of graphics there. So what I did is, first we have to look at those graphics and find out they're probably of a certain resolution and make sure that that's actually what I'm looking at, the graphics. So what I just do here is I click on File System, I go to where I mounted it, MNT, Megatouch, User, Local, Share, Merit, Game Graphics, and I think it was Pixmix that we were looking at in this case. But you see each game has a a folder. So you just look at each game, look in the folder, and try to find the graphics files. In this case, Pixmix. And we see PE Babes, and I'm not, oops, well hopefully, maybe I'll blur that out for if any kids are watching. But these are the adult images. And I'm just going to click on right click on one of these and choose Properties. And go to Image, and you can see it's 360 by 420 pixels. Just to make sure they're all like that, I'm just going to go to another one, just another random one. Properties. Again, 360 by 420. So it looks like they're all the same resolution, 360 by 420. And what I'm going to do here is I have an image that I made. Okay, I call it test.jpg. It's an image that's 360 by 420. And all I'm going to do is I copied this image to over each of the files here. Okay, so the way I did that was very easy. I just did, let's just do first a quick test. So I do for x in ls -1 star.jpg do echo x done, and that's not what I wanted. Oh, I don't want ls-l, I just want ls-1 JPEG. There you go. So for x in ls-1 star JPEG do echo x done, just to see that these are all the JPEG files. Okay, and then what I did is I'm just going to copy this file. I'm going to basically I'm going to up arrow, and rather than echo x, I'm going to just say cp home Brian B desktop test.jpg $x. It means for every file in here, it's going to replace that x with that file name, and it's just going to copy this test file over and replace with the same name the files that are there. So it does that. Okay, now if I go back into the file system, I should see that in user, local, where is it? Local, share, nope, I'm in the wrong place. It's in temp B. So where's, or MNT Megatouch, I'm sorry, MNT Megatouch, it's late at night, it's 1:30 in the morning where I'm at, and so I'm a little bit out of it. User local, share, Merit, game graphics, and we'll go to PixMix. Where's PixMix? Come on, PixMix. There it is. PE Babes. And that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Should have worked. Echo. So let's go to. Oh, here's the problem. I didn't do copy. I did do echo. So let's just make sure we did this right. For x in ls-1 JPEG, do cp and then the file, the test file, space $x done. And there you go. And now you can see all those images have become just a test image. So then I just took this, what we're going to do is we're going to unmount the hard drive. So we're going to cd to slash umount MNT Megatouch and put it in our Megatouch and see what happens.
So here we are with the Megatouch, and as you can see, you might be saying, that's not a Megatouch, that's just a PC. But that's all Megatouch really is. It's a PC in a special, I mean, it's literally generic off-the-shelf PC parts from like 2000 or 2001, maybe even earlier than that. And it's just, we've got a touchscreen monitor, and it's in a special case. Nothing really special about it. It does have a special I/O board, but which I don't know if you can see that here. I don't even know how to turn the flash on with my camera here, but there's a special I/O board in there. It's this thing right here. It's just actually a USB board. Plugs into your USB connector. So anyway, when I work on the Megatouches, I just I take it all out so I can work on it easier. And so remember, we switched out the PixMix Penthouse Edition with the word, we made all the images just test, right? So there you go. Now, obviously, if you wanted to replace them, you wouldn't make them all the same image. You would make them different images. So I don't know actually how it works either, whether it just whether it wants all the files in there, or if it just reads a directory and uses whatever files it finds. You might be able to add more or less. I haven't tried, but just the proof of concept, I just took that test image there and replaced it, as you saw before, over every other image. So no matter what image it picks for this PixMix game, it comes up with test. So there you go. Have fun changing out your own pictures. It should be pretty easy now.